Well, hello, and welcome back to American Truck Simulator. This is David Steele, and here's my truck today. Hey, it's, what is it? I think it's Thursday evening, about 11 p.m. It should be. There we go, 11:15, right, okay, great. Let's go ahead and just get this little gem fired up. Today we are in Sherman's, yes, is it fair to say, retouched up Mr. Overfloater's International 9300. I'm not entirely sure how I describe this, so I'll put a link to the mod, to the Steam Workshop mod, in the description below. But it's a 9300, and this particular machine is it's actually a glider kit. So the machine in question is based on one I found on Truck Paper. That is, I believe it's an 85 or 86 model 9300, but it's running an NTC 315. Which is a slightly older engine now. I'm sure it was probably still in service at that point, but I think it was being replaced by the N14. Now, likelihood is it was glider kit. It was installed because they didn't want all the emissions stuff that comes with the newer engines, and possibly the electronic logging machine. I don't know, for whatever reason. This has a, basically, I've given this truck a big cam from the Steel Productions engine pack. Now, it's not that I don't have the N14, I just wanted this to be, well, I guess, close to a real thing. Just a quick look around the cabin. The 9300 is the predecessor to the 9900i. This model was phased out, I believe, in 97, and the 9900i was introduced, I think, in 97, and that ran for 20 years until 2017. I may have my numbers slightly mixed up, but never mind. So, under the hood, like I say, we've got a 315 horsepower big cam and a 9-speed manual. Now, the original truck I found on Truck Paper had a 317 final drive. I've lowered this to a 3.9, sorry, 370, not 317. I've lowered this to a 3.9, or made it a little shorter. It's not that I like short things, although clearly I do, but it's more that I really wanted to have a bit more, how should I say, a bit more grunt. So we're in California, and this is the new Phase 3 rebuild of California. And I'm in Fresno. I spent time in Fresno. I spent time between Bakersfield and Fresno off the 99, and I'm going to head out to Gallon Oil. We're going to see if we can do some tanking today. Now this, in fact, let's actually, I don't need the map. I leave the yard and turn right again. Now this machine, so yeah, we're in gear, is not compliant with the California. It's a CARB, California Air Quality Board, or CAB. I'm not sure what they're called. It's not compliant with the California Air Quality Board, which mandates, I believe it was January 1st, 2023, that all trucks have to be or run an engine that's at least 2010 specification. This is a 1980s engine. This does not qualify for that, and so run the very big risk of getting fined using this. It's very dark out there. I guess I can see where the road is. Yeah, okay. Not the best guess, but didn't run into anything. So the engine is most certainly not in compliance with the regulations, and I don't know if you get a whopping great big fine. I don't know if they impound your vehicle, and that's not the reason why we're doing this trip at night. But yeah, it's not a compliant engine. Someone behind me already. Yes, there is. Wow. So we're going to do some tanking, and if I can, I'm going to head towards San Francisco, which has been reworked, and oh, brake. It does look very charming right now. It's a bit of a frame hog, but we expect that, given there's a lot going on in the city. The city feels a lot bigger now. I think it's a bus, so it doesn't matter, but sorry, man. Oops. I'm everywhere tonight. I gotta concentrate on what I'm doing with my driving. I haven't been drinking, officer, honest. Here's the Gallon refinery. Now this was a little different in the former map. You would drive for several minutes to come across, I guess what you might describe as a refinery in the middle of nowhere. I don't think that's my entrance. We'll go a little further. I mean, this is a entrance. Yeah, this is the one. They'll open the gate for me. Yeah, okay. That is a chunky big gate, and there's barbed wire or razor wire on there as well. Okay, this would be better, I suppose, during the daylight hours to visit, but okay. Again, we wish to avoid any conversation with the law about the engine under the hood. It's probably best to do this at night. Right, let's see. So we're in a day cab. We're going to be doing a day trip today, so we can take some gasoline or gas to Modesto. That's a new city. Spent time in Modesto in real life. We can go to Oxnard. We can head south. That will require going up and down that nice big hill, or we can head towards Vegas. Now, that is a full-day trip, and it gets me out of California, but I really wanted to go and look at San Francisco. Closest to that is Modesto. San Francisco being over here. Let's look at the external contract, see if we've got anything that we can grab here. No, let's do that one. That's the one I want. Right, let's see. Stockton, Barstow, Oxnard, Yuma. We don't have anything to San Francisco. I suppose there's not that much call for fuel, maybe? Stockton is, again, about the closest, and that's only 144 miles versus 110. It was a little disappointing, I must admit. Well, I think Stockton it'll be. It's a slightly heavier cargo as well, and this it could be a challenge for the truck. It seems to be a bit of an oil company thing that they do. They give you a pretty basic truck with one of the lowest end engines and not that many gears, and say, on your way, take it steady, because you don't want to have that fuel slopping around in the back. So perhaps there's a good reason why we've got one of the least powerful engines in a modern truck. Not that it's a modern truck, and I know what I'm saying. You might not necessarily want me to be hooting around with a 600 horsepower engine with 46,500 pounds of crude oil behind me, because even though it will not catch fire like gasoline, it'll most certainly burn. Right, let's line this up. I'm going to get my windows down. I suppose I probably should have my four-ways on. Oh well. It's a smart-looking truck. Enormous great big grille on the front. Kind of in some ways reminds me of the Mack Superliner, that enormous great big grille, and presumably a huge radiator behind it. So everyone know I'm coming. That's really not a good horn, but that's way more social than the air horns we've got on top. Right, let's go ahead and shut the thing down. Let's fill it with crude oil then. Right, so we start at 11:30, and it takes us not very long at all. Good grief. 15 minutes to pull all that, or shove all that oil in there. Great. Well, that was easy. I'm going to go ahead and get the windows shut. This is a loud engine, and let's get on the road. It's probably don't want me to turn left here, I wonder. I want to turn right. Left. Yeah, I don't want to turn left up there. I want to go right. Okay. Can I escape this way? Is there a gate there? It looks like it. Yes, there is. Great. So it's a 9-speed. Now that's configured as an 8-speed with a crawler gear or a low gear. And that I mean, is it really an 8-speed with a lower, or do you just drive it as a 9-speed? I'm driving it as a 9-speed, or rather, I'm not. I'm actually using the automated here today. We're letting the transmission take care of itself, and the engine and transmission we'll be working reasonably hard today to keep this thing going. Hope no one's getting dizzy with that view. Right, let's go ahead and turn in. The 3.9 final drive with an overdrive Eaton Fuller transmission, or the older ones at least, gives me about 1300 revs at 55. And given California's speed limit is indeed 55, this is it's geared appropriately, I would say.
Turn right.
It's happy to cruise along at this is a heavy cargo. It's happy to cruise along at 1300 revs in top gear. Now, if we were to be going a little quicker, we've got the legs to do 70, 75. We likely don't have the power for that. At least we did a very long stretch of road. So the hope here is that this is quite a nicely tuned powertrain for what we're doing today. It's not going to be quick, but we don't need it to be. We don't actually want it to be quick. Quick would be a bad thing here. I think this light's about to go, I think. Yep. Okay. There we go. Paint job today is red and with some white and dark stripes. And the trailer is pretty stock. I think it's a 3-compartment fuel container as opposed to a 4. And he didn't fancy holding 60,000 pounds or 65,000 pounds, I think it might be, of fluids. That's it's overweight, and I would really want a bigger, more powerful engine for that.
Turn left.
Right, let's get back on the 99. That entrance seems awfully small. Okay, and it's a little dark. It's a lotty dark. I don't want to crush anything with my trailer. Alright, we managed it. Okay, well let's get up to speed. It's just gone midnight. I'll check the time. How long have we got to go? So it's only a 3-hour trip. Doesn't seem like it's going to be any great stretch, to be fair. Oh, steering, David. I'm giving it quite a lot of beans. It's taken me up to 1900 revs, and I think that was 6 up to 7th gear. So yeah, it's already started working the thing hard. That's fair enough. So, do you have ATS? And if you do, what do you think to 1.5? Have you installed it yet? Are you holding off for fear it will bring your machine to its knees? It's going to be curious to see, I haven't tried this yet, if we're able to disable some of the new features of 1.5 and see if it really does run poorer than 1.49. Or maybe I should say, is the game itself just slower? Or is it the graphical settings causing the issues? So I've got a little bit of stuttering going on right now, and I've further sort of tweaked and tuned how the CPU is used in the game. I'm throwing a few more tricks I know at it. I'm telling it don't use the hyper-threaded cores. This is an Intel CPU based machine. Don't use the little junior cores, the hyper-threaded cores. I kept the CPU priority as normal. If you're into your machines and you're a bit geeky, you might think that, well, maybe raising the CPU priority of the game will help performance. Well, it might, but you also have to raise the performance or the CPU process priority of whatever the Steam module is that controls input from a controller in this case. And if you don't, you still have some lag in the game together with a really laggy controller, and that does not make a very good gaming experience, shall we say. In fact, that's pretty awful. Right, so that's our first hill and our first downshift. I mean, I don't really feel the truck is particularly disadvantaged at this point. I mean, yes, it's having a downshift, but okay. But we're right back at 55. And it's dark, and it's going to be dark most of the night, but I really wanted to arrive to San Francisco when it was just coming up to dawn. Having done this in real life, the city does look quite fabulous. And if I could maybe get a drive over the bridge, the Golden Gate, that'd be rather special. Hey, if I don't do it in this video, I will do it at some point. I just want to see how pretty that's going to look. Other than that, I've spent quite a bit more time with 1.5, and gotta say, yes, there are some performance deficiencies versus the older version, but I seem to recall that 1.49 felt a lot quicker than the older versions. Yeah, there was another bit of a glitch there. But also going back, it may have been 1.47 that was really not so fluid, shall we say, and maybe it was just the early versions of it. So I'm not unduly concerned. I do think that SCS will have a plan. I saw on YouTube that it was, quote, leaked that 1.51 will have lots of performance enhancements. I think every developer of every piece of software ever will tell you that the next version has optimizations and is faster and more efficient, or both. And sometimes it'll even make your coffee for you. Yeah, we are using the top 2 gears here today, just to keep us as close as it can to 55. But I'm not really finding that to be too big a deal. It'd be interesting to drive this road in the storm, though, in a storm. What's this? Oh, it's an international dealer. Okay, I'll have to visit that. Seeing as I have an international right now, that could be a bit of a laugh. What else have I learned about the 9300? So there was no 9300i. The 9300 was replaced by the 9900i. Okay, fair enough. I don't have right now a comprehensive list of the engines that it was sold with, but you can go on various websites. I mentioned Truck Paper a couple of times, and just take a look at what was used. 3406, typically the E, the big cam, such as I've got here on the NTC, the N14, the L10, interestingly enough, little Cummins L10, and it's also an engine. It's in the engine pack, and I played around with it. So there's a pretty reasonable variety of engines available. 87 to 97 brings things such as the CAT 3406B and the C and the E models. So choose your CAT flavor. The C15 and the 6NC are a little new for this truck, sadly, but there's no reason to think that you wouldn't have repowered the truck with a C15, especially if you were moving from, say, a smaller, lower powered engine. Things like the C10 and the C12, they were available during the production of the truck. That was a big chunk of lag. That was a lot. Huh. Okay. I mean, that was like maybe half a second. Anyway. So some of the smaller engines will be available. The C13 is a little too new for this, unfortunately, although again, you may have repowered it. The M11, Cummins M11, along with the N14, I mentioned the N14, are options for this thing too. So plenty of choice if you want a period accurate engine. And of course other engine packs and other modders products are absolutely available, and please try them all. One of the things that I'm occasionally criticized for my engine pack is that all the sounds don't sound very good. You've got stock sounds in them, and I'm like, well, yes I do. I have a few more non-stock sounds, but for the most part, you're getting sounds from the either ETS2 or ATS. And why is that? Well, it's because I'm not a sound modder. I don't kind of know how to use Fmod. But I'll write a mean spreadsheet. And I'm building engine models in the SCS definition. I want them to feel realistic to drive. And the sound, you can add sound from many other modders products. as you see fit. And so quite often an engine I'm using in my engine pack may have a Z-mod sound, or maybe a Slab Jerry, or maybe a Serial Black, or insert name of other sound modder, because I want to mix and match. Sometimes I will just use the engine as it comes in my engine pack. If I'm listening or watching a podcast, or say watching, if I have a podcast on at the same time as I'm driving, I have the volume turned down low anyway. So yes, you can criticize me for not using my own cool custom sound effects, and I'm gonna smile and thank you graciously and hope that you enjoy using the mod. My thoughts on the 9300 are actually so I'm going to say it's a simple and easy to enjoy mod, and that's not a criticism. And being simple is not a bad thing. If you don't want 300,000 options when you build a truck, you just want it to be straightforward and easy to build. This is a good choice. And although I do have a lot of, I don't want to name and shame, but I've got a lot of John Ruder's trucks. Those models are fabulous. They look amazing. And they have more options than I have cups of coffee a week. They have a lot of options. Sometimes I don't want the options. I just want to build a truck and be happy with it. Or I want to build it to be fleet spec. I want all the black plastic and the aluminium finish as opposed to the chrome finish. And I don't always have that choice with some of the modest trucks out there. A truck like this has probably spent 30 years pulling oil tankers or fuel tankers or bulk feeders, or it's been doing something. And if it was all shiny and pretty and chrome when it was new, that would not still be there now. It's not an Eddie Stobart in the sense that it's washed every few days. And if you're unfamiliar with Eddie Stobart, they're a British haulage company that made trucking cool back in the 80s. You got a green light. Good. So I've not been in this part of the map before.
Get ready to turn left.
Okay. So I wonder if it's realistic to haul fuel at night. I dare say there's less traffic, and that's something else as well. I talked about this before. I do feel that SCS have modified the traffic in 1.5 to give you more in the day and less at night. And if that's true, I applaud that. That's a really nice thing to do, because if I make the game a little more realistic, that's how you do it. Okay, bring my speed down. Let's go ahead and get my windows down. Guess I'll use my 4 ways, just because. I think we'll go in the middle here. This engine is noisy. It says stop and wait for lane to clear. Well, my lane is clear, but I'll still stop. Okay. This shot might even make it to the video thumbnail. I've not actually got many external shots. There's not much to see. It's dark. I hope I haven't got that messed up. Alright, security check. You want to look inside the tank? Go ahead, be my guest. Okay, we must have passed. Ooh, there's another wagon here. That's good to see. We started to see other trucks appearing at docks and similar facilities in the last version. And that's good, because I wouldn't expect this place to be empty. I'm closing the window. That is so dang noisy. I can't even hear myself. I don't know whether anyone else can hear me. Good grief. I'm going to turn that off because I want to tell everyone I'm turning left. See, it's good to see that they're starting to add other trucks to things like haulage yards and ports. Because I expect this would be maybe not a hive of activity at 3 o'clock on a Friday morning, but it's not going to be dead, surely. Will be people here. I think this is my turning. I don't see the little green flashy icon, but the map says it's this way. Oh, it's up here on the right. Okay. Another stop sign because America. I mean, learn how to use roundabouts or traffic circles. They're way more efficient than stopping every 8 feet. Shakes fist. Okay. We're gonna bring the thing to a stop and then wear out the clutch a little bit more. Just moving it off. Okay. I'll stop complaining. Right.
Finally, we are here.
Yes, I know, Doug. We've been like 20 minutes just moving through this parking lot. What have we got? Where do you need it? Let's play safe. I'm going to try out where do you need it. It's 40 experience points, so that's got to be easy, right? Maybe eating those words. Let's see. Right, let's actually switch to the external view here. I think I want to watch it from this perspective. But yeah, I really like this truck. I love the simplicity of setting the thing up and building it. I like the look of it. It's very similar to the 9900i. That's not a bad thing. I like the fact that I'm able to open the definition file, and yeah, I'm scratching at the reasons why I like it, but I can't understate how frustrating it can be. You get your hands on a shiny new truck, and there are issues with it. There's body parts that I'm doing this the wrong way around. There are body parts that seem to hang off the rest of it. It doesn't fit together very well. You've got broken textures. I've seen nothing like that with this model. There's been no weird gaps. Now that said, maybe the gap between the front hood and the bumper is normal, but it's a bit big, but it seems to be on every truck. If you're looking for a truck that you can make a complete mess of backing up in a parking lot, this is a good choice for you. I may end up cutting this out. Okay, so full left-hand lock. Let's angle the trailer around. It's hard to see, but we'll do that. Straighten up the truck wheels. Now start to straighten the truck up versus the trailer. Not too quickly, though. Alright, so we've got the back of the trailer pointing towards the back of the spot. Thing moving off very, very slowly. Okay, I'm actually going to pull it forward. Left a little bit and straighten the thing up. Yeah, this should not be as hard to do as I'm making it. We're throwing a couple of gallons of diesel down the drain that we might have fairly easily gotten away with if it wasn't for the difficult parking and the temp time. Even there messed it up. Come on, David. Seriously? Okay. Finally. It's there. I'm gonna just leave it there. Great. Let's go ahead and shut the truck down and get the thing unloaded. But final thoughts here. It's a very pleasant, easy to build, easy to work with truck. I like it. And I don't think we're going to get to go to San Francisco in today's video, so I'll save that for another time. But thank you ever so much for watching and hanging out with me today. If you want to see me make another mess of parking, then you know what button to click. One is like and one is subscribe. and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks ever so much for hanging out with me. Take care.